Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Team Olympus YouTube channel. Tonight is Free For All Friday, so that means we're working on the CJ. It is really cold tonight. Man, what is that smell? Why does it stink in here, Joe?
Working on the frame.
Oh, you got started without me.
Eh.
Woo-wee. What the? What'd you do, pee on this thing? What is all over this? Were you trying to wash it, or what is this?
So we're using a little bit of this rust is over.
What is it? Oh, I forgot you bought that.
So we discovered this back with our J10 build for SEMA a couple years ago.
That J10 was sandblasted.
Not the frame.
That's true, we cleaned that. I don't remember the frame being too bad, though.
It wasn't, but we used it for...
I do remember that we had a party. There was like one day where 4 of us were going at it with wire wheels, because we did some out back, too. Okay, and for some of you that are new to the channel that don't know about the J10 build, check this out real quick.
Always do it on my own, so I gotta get through it. And the only thing I know is to love what I'm doing. Never give up, never slow, till I finally prove it. Never listen to the no's, I just wanna keep moving. Keep my head up when I act, head up, that's a fact. Never looking back, I'ma keep myself on track. Keep my head up, staying strong, always moving on. Feel I don't belong, tell my thoughts to move along. Push myself to be the best, die with no regrets. Live with every breath, see my message start to spread. And I had so many dreams, then you hit your teens. Life ain't really what it seems.
So we built that 2 years ago for Ramsey Winch. It was on display at SEMA, and then we gave it away. Jesse Garcia down in Colorado Springs won that Jeep. And as we go along in the future, we can't wait till we do our next giveaway. Maybe it'll be soon. Anyways, what, you're all geared up. What are we working on tonight?
Well, we took a week off for Thanksgiving, so we're picking up tonight. We're going to do a little bit more frame repair.
But did we, though?
And since we've already done the front spring over without you, we're going to let you watch the rear.
When did we do the front spring over? Forgot about
I don't
that.
know. We found a day in there to work on it somewhere.
Yeah, so it's all tacked in place. And that's that. And now you can see it sitting quite a bit higher. Of course, it's on dollies, but you can see that's just spring over, same springs, and she tall. So I think tonight, what were we talking about? Some frame stuff?
We're doing a little bit of framework, and we're going to do the rear spring over. This one should be a lot easier than the front.
So we're going to put those springs on the top, because right now they're underneath it. So we're going to go spring under to spring over. I think we're going to fix this guy. And we're going to start getting rid of some of this hack. Yeah. So, let's do this one tonight. That'll be a fun one.
That'll be a really nice one there.
And then I think we're going to cut this off here. I think we're just going to cut this whole back bumper piece section.
Yeah, I agree. I thought we could salvage it,
off.
but I mean, look at this. This is just, there's no structure there.
Can you see if you can break that off? I'm just curious.
Break it off?
It was like, it was bending.
I don't know that I have the strength to break it off. But it definitely is, it's definitely weak.
It's ready to go. And that'll hold in place because all the structure's here, but we're going to make a custom piece back here.
Some nice dimple dies.
A lot of framework on this thing. I can't wait till we're not doing framework on it, but unfortunately, when it comes to the old CJ builds and a lot of old things, fixing the frame is an important part. So, all right. Well, okay, you're not going to believe this. it's always fun what you find on old CJs, what people use to repair. And without fail, the number one thing people use for repairing CJs is hardware. Check this out. It's a nut.
But wait, there's more. The matching bolt.
Oh my gosh, look at all that jankiness. You can see it. It's like a fossilized bolt. There's the head, there's the threads. That's too funny. Oh man, that was horrible on the camera. Good thing we're repairing all that.
It looks horrible in real life too.
It looks so bad. Got just about most of this cut off. Gonna cut this side off. What do you got next, Joe?
I think I'm gonna start cutting some of these brackets off them. Take a break from the sanding, man.
Yeah, cut that one off right there. We don't
We're
do
gonna get rid of that there and see what's back in this area. Maybe we'll find some more hardware.
Who knows? Okay, back to cutting. Okay, so that is enough frame repair for tonight. We don't want to bore you guys with videos of us grinding for hours on end. It's so entertaining. But we want to get a few things done. We are going to stop there with the frame repair. We'll show you later how we do it. But we want to get to the spring over. Last time we were supposed to do it, Joe broke his truck. Let's not do that again.
Daniel broke his truck.
How do I give you lights and you blame it on me. I see how it is. So we gonna do the spring over?
Yep, so we're just gonna go ahead and make it easy. Lift from the center, let this thing hang on the engine hoist, and pop the axle out of here. Hopefully. Let's get to it.
All right, so spring perches are moving from the bottom to the top. This went better than last time. We cut the bolts on the front leaf right from the get-go. And now the axle has freedom. We can just slide it out. So we'll slide it out. The perches on it, you can see that they're on that side, and all we're going to do, we're actually probably going to save these perches. I'm pretty sure these are aftermarket or something. They're not those don't look OEM. But either way, I think we're going to cut them off and reuse them for the top side. And so yeah, we'll do that.
He's like, don't take it down, let's just go. Like, I can't go with it. You ready? Okay, that works.
Perches or brackets off an axle. Generally, people just go to town and start grinding it. One way that I do it, it's a little bit different, is like this. Before I start grinding on it, I cut off with the flat disc in a way that leaves very little on there. So basically, I'll almost peel it with the flat disc. I'll cut a section here, cut a section here, cut a section, just keep going around the tube until all I'm left with is this very, very small area that you can't cut to. And then you can cut little nicks and it'll fall off as you do it. By doing this, it actually gives you a little more control over how much you're taking off. So now when we come to the flat disc, we really don't have that much to clean up, as you can see, because it's already pretty level all the way around. So all I got left to do is flap disc, and then I guess I'm finishing Joe's side.
I'm working on the brackets. There we go.
So I got that cleaned up, drilled out for the bigger side. That is a pretty car back there.
So for those of you that aren't thinking three-dimensionally right now, since we're putting it over here, there's a bigger nut on this side.
So where was it before?
So before it was up here,
okay,
going across the top, and we got to put it down here. But on the other side of this, and we can pull the stud and flip it, but this older rusted, I'm just afraid that if we pull it out, it may not come out. So what we're going to do is just drill this out a little larger to fit around the nut, and it'll sit right there.
Cool. So that goes right through. How's the axle? That side's ready to go.
Yeah.
I went ahead and wire wheeled it, DA sanded it. There's some stuff long term. We'll clean up all these little nicks and stuff, but an old axle like this, just even from being driven, is going to have nicks, gashes, and all sorts of stuff. But just we left this side so we could show you before. It's not really after. That's kind of in progress.
In progress. It's cleaned up.
Oh, and then right here, the bushings did not want to come out, so Joe lit it. Actually, the bushing's still in there, Joe. That's gross.
Yeah, it didn't want to come out.
Yeah.
It's a little nasty. There's some of the other bushing right there, and right there.
Yuck.
Yeah. So, it looks like bubble gum, but
you gotta light that on fire to get
I may have to light that back on fire. This one was nice. It just kind of melted and fell down to the bottom, and I scooped it out. This one here has got a little ways to go yet, but
light it up. Okay, random little fun problem I just had. Our grinder, apparently sometime over here, this is our big, I don't know, the big guy, 7-inch. The plug, I don't know if you can see it there. I was just noticing apparently it's been nicked, so I'm going to repair it. But the problem is you can't just heat shrink it. There's nothing touching on the inside. It's all clean. There's no problems. Because you got this plug on the end, it's really big, so getting a piece of heat shrink over that to shrink that small is tough. But I actually have a piece of Raycam. It's some Oh, that was scary looking. I thought Joe was going to drop the Jeep. Apparently he did. So, I got a piece of Raycam I'm going to put on here to fix this. I'm going to set this down here. But yeah, it's this guy here. So you can see it's really big, which a lot of your normal heat shrink and cheaper stuff won't really shrink that far. But this guy fits over that. And so I think it'll get down that far. So take our handy dandy heat gun. This is typically what you use on race car wiring, is Raycam. And we're gonna fix a plug in the shop. Okay, I have no idea if this is gonna get small enough, so this is the first time we're gonna do this. I'm gonna post a thing for a vote here. Vote yes if you think it gets small enough, or vote no. Let's see who wins. What do you think, Joe? Is it gonna get small enough?
I think it gets small enough.
You think it will?
It's pretty small.
I don't know. That's a big piece. Look at that, though. That cord is like 3/8 versus it's like 1.5 inches. But it is Raycam. Raycam shrinks really well, and this is marine grade with glue. So we'll see. Why did I touch that? It's hot. So that's where we're at right now. That definitely got small. Only thing, it's got glue on the inside. So hopefully, it's right at that edge. I mean, it stopped basically like right at the diameter, like a 1/16 above the cord. Alright, so there you have it. That is a really thick piece of heat shrink. That's massive when it gets that small. So, it did, in fact, shrink small enough. That's impressive. And we're going to let it cool off here before we start messing with it again. That way the glue can set. It's kind of a epoxy, but as you can see now that's sealed there and the glue has smushed in there. So we'll let that sit, and once this cools off, it actually gets fairly stiff. So boom. Problem solved. Expensive heat shrink though.
Apparently it's a 1/2 by 20 because it's a 1/2 by 20 wasn't it? There, come down a little bit.
Going slow.
Yep. That's not slow.
Okay, so now that we have the perches on top of the axle, we set the pinion angle where we want it to be, and now we're going to center up the axle and tack it in place. As far as just looking at it from the back?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
Because what I may have to do, let me get it. Instead of sliding it, maybe tap it.
So the spring is,
The spring is canted in, I can tell you right now by looking at it.
yeah, it's canted in, so we had to use a ratchet strap to try and make up for it. Square it back up. And now, we are squaring it with the strap. Alright, we got it squared up within a 1/16 of an inch on each side now, and we're going to tack it up, drop the plates on, and let it sit. That was a really big tack.
Yeah.
Go ahead and put the U-bolt spring perches, and let's put it on weight.
Sounds good.
Alrighty, so the spring over is in place and tacked up. You can kind of see there everything that's going on. But the good thing is it's all level now. So if we step back a little bit, see the Jeep's sitting level now because they're both equal. As a matter of fact, the front is just a hair shorter than the rear because of the thicker leaf pack. But it's all tacked in place, bolted up, squared up. Joe, you need matching tires. This thing's weird.
That's probably second from the bottom of the list right now.
What's next? But the frame's getting cleaned up. It's coming together. We've got to start getting some other stuff done because I'm sure all our wonderful viewers are getting sick of watching us grind on a frame. But I think next we're going to cut.
We got to cut these out of here, figure out how we're going to mount that engine up, which means I got to get the body back over here and the transmission.
Yeah, so I'd say let's get the body. We can toss it up here, then we'll get those cut off and get the engine planted.
And then they can watch us build an engine mount too.
Dope.
I'm sorry, not engine mount and transmission mount, because we're going to need something to hold up that big Chrysler automatic.
The tranny's not big. That thing's actually quite small in comparison. It's the engine that's massive, but there's another good view.
Well, compared to what was in here, the tranny's pretty big.
Yeah, little T15. Anyways. Get a Jeep up my butt. All right, so that's where we're going to leave it off tonight. You guys saw some of the work we're getting done on it. More grinding, more cutting, more wire wheeling, more grinding, more cutting. A lot of grinding and cutting.
A lot of grinding and cutting.
It's one of the fun parts about restoring a vehicle. You do a lot of grinding and cutting. So we got the spring over all tacked up in place, and now the Jeep's sitting level again. So again, we're going through a lot of mock-up phase, and once we get the whole thing together, then we're going to tear it back down apart, do the final welds. That's just how we build. So the next thing we're going to do, we're going to get the Jeep body over here. The International 304 is going to go in. We need the body to see where it's going to go. We're going to make the engine mounts, go ahead and plant the engine, tranny, T-case, and see how that all fits up together. Which we already did all that on the other Jeep, but because we switched frames to this one, we've got to kind of redo it. So we've got a good idea of what we're going to do already. It's just a matter of duplicating it again. So, Joe?
And with that, we're also going to be putting electric fans in here. I've actually already pulled the mechanical fan off the front of that International engine.
You have a aluminum radiator.
I do. Aluminum radiator we're going to drop in here. It's aluminum radiator is actually made for the CJ grill, so it fits in there. But because of how large that engine is, we didn't have room for the mechanical fan to go on there. So
Yeah, we had to move the engine.
Yeah, we move it so we sit in the engine.
So we'll put
the
grill in place to make sure that's not a problem this time.
Line all that up.
Lessons learned.
It's going to look like a Jeep, but it's just got many bolts in it.
It's going to be slow like a Jeep, that big pig of an engine.
Oh, yeah. It's only
I don't know.
700-pound engine.
I figure this engine's better for burnouts than speed. That's what they have burnouts.
Look, like we said, we're going to do it because we have it. Why not?
And we can.
And we can.
All right, so if you liked the video, make sure you give us a big thumbs up. We really appreciate all the views you guys have been giving us. It's awesome to see the channel starting to grow and seeing our view times grow. And as we've been stating, we have a lot of stuff that we want to do with 2020, and part of that is growing with you guys watching our videos. So we really appreciate it. So like I said, if you like it, give us a big thumbs up down below. If you're not a subscriber, make sure you get subscribed. And a few other videos here, check out our latest video. And if you want to catch up on the Ultra 4 series, you can do that right here. So we will see you next time. Fist bump for you. Fist bump for you.